Have you ever looked at your bank account, your calendar, and your closet, and thought, what am I even doing this for? If so, you're not alone. Across the globe, millions of Gen Zers are waking up to the same realization. The grind, the debt, the pressure to keep up with an unsustainable version of success. It's just not worth it. And in response, they're doing something revolutionary. They're going broke on purpose. Now wait, before you scroll away thinking this is just another anti-capitalist rant or minimalist trend piece, stick with me. Because this isn't just a story about quitting your job to live in a van, although, for some, it is. It's a story about reclaiming control, about financial detox, about saying no to hustle culture and yes to intentional living. And most of all, it's about rewriting the script we were handed about what it means to live a meaningful life. Part 1. The lie we were sold. For decades, the American dream told us that success looked like a steady 9 to 5, a house with a white picket fence, 2 cars in the driveway, and climbing the corporate ladder until retirement. You were supposed to get good grades, go to college, drown in student debt, land a job, and spend the next 40 years working to afford the things you were told would make you happy. But Gen Z isn't buying it, literally or figuratively. We grew up watching our parents burn out. We watched the 2008 financial crisis crush homes, families, and futures. We saw the cost of living skyrocket while wages stagnated. We saw people with 3 degrees driving Uber just to pay rent. And we saw the influencers selling $80 water bottles while preaching self-care and grind culture in the same breath. So Gen Z said enough. And here's where it gets interesting. Instead of playing the game harder, many Gen Zers are choosing to quit the game entirely. Part 2. What does it mean to be broke on purpose? Broke on purpose doesn't mean irresponsible. It doesn't mean lazy. It means intentional. It means choosing less to gain more. More time, more peace, more autonomy. It's the decision to step back from the hamster wheel and ask, what if I don't need all of this? What if I don't want it? Being broke on purpose is saying, I don't want to trade my life for a paycheck I'll barely enjoy. It's redefining wealth, not in terms of money, but in terms of freedom, mental health, relationships, and time. It's a financial detox, a total reset of how we view success, security, and happiness. And like any detox, it's uncomfortable at first. You have to let go of a lot, expectations, ego, maybe even that Amazon Prime subscription. But what you gain is so much bigger than what you give up. Part 3. Minimalism as lifestyle rebellion. For older generations, minimalism was an aesthetic, white walls, 2 succulents, and a desk made of reclaimed wood. For Gen Z, minimalism is rebellion. It's rebellion against fast fashion and toxic consumerism, against spending thousands on things we don't need to impress people we don't even like, against buying, consuming, and scrolling our way into debt, anxiety, and burnout. This generation is saying, I don't need a closet full of clothes. I need clothes that I feel good in. I don't need a bigger apartment. I need a life I don't need to escape from. I don't need to go viral. I need to feel peace when I wake up. This is a generation downsizing not because they have to, but because they want to. Selling their stuff, moving into vans, embracing second-hand, deleting Instagram, cooking at home, and sharing lives that are real, not curated. And every single act is a protest. Every intentional choice is a middle finger to the system that told them they'd never be enough. Part 4. The financial detox. Let's talk money, because opting out of capitalism doesn't mean ignoring money, it means mastering it. It means understanding that you don't have to be rich to be free. You just have to be smart, strategic, and most importantly, aware. General Z is starting side hustles, but not the kind that lead to burnout. They're flipping thrift finds, offering digital services, building niche businesses that align with their values. They're living below their means on purpose, budgeting without shame, and choosing debt-free paths even if they're slower. They're doing no-spend challenges, deleting buy now pay later apps, unsubscribing from marketing emails, cutting subscriptions they don't use, learning how to invest early, not because they want to get rich quick, but because they want to stop trading time for money. They're asking questions like, do I really need a college degree that will leave me in 6 figures of debt? Can I learn online? Can I take a gap year? Financial detox isn't about restriction, it's about awareness, about choosing how and why you spend, not just how much. Part 5. Making it work. You're probably wondering, but how do they actually make it work? Here's the truth. It's not always glamorous. It's roommates. It's side gigs. It's living with less. But it's also freedom. It's waking up on your own time. It's having space to breathe, create, travel, or just exist without pressure. It's choosing shared experiences over shiny objects, potlucks over pricey brunches, slow fashion over fast trends, digital work over cubicle chains. It's doing freelance, running Etsy shops, teaching online, building audiences, creating art, traveling with Wi-Fi and a backpack. They use public libraries, cook meals at home, build community gardens, and trade skills instead of dollars. Some live off-grid. Others build tiny homes. Some move to lower-cost countries. The point is they find creative solutions that don't require winning the capitalist game to live a full life. It's not about deprivation. It's about liberation. Part 6. Emotional detox from hustle culture. Let's get emotional for a second. Because behind all the budgeting and downsizing is something deeper, healing. Capitalism doesn't just drain your wallet, it drains your soul. It makes you believe your worth is your productivity, that rest is laziness, that your value is in your output. Gen Z is breaking up with those lies. They're learning to rest without guilt, to slow down, to say no without apology. Mental health is no longer an afterthought, it's the priority. And choosing to be broke on purpose is often the first step in reclaiming it. It's the radical act of saying, I'd rather have peace of mind than a padded resume. And that terrifies a system built on burnout. They're healing family money trauma, talking openly about mental health and financial struggles, building community instead of competing, and most of all, they're doing it together. Part 7. Practical tips to start your own financial detox. Now if you're watching this and thinking, I want that, but I don't know where to start, here are a few practical steps. Audit your spending. Look at the last 60 days. Where is your money actually going? Not where you think it's going, where it's actually going. Define enough. What is enough for you? Not your neighbor, not your favorite YouTuber, just you. Define it clearly. Start small. Try a 1-week no-spend challenge. Unfollow influences that make you want to buy. Cook dinner 5 nights in a row. Digital detox. Your time is currency. Where are you spending it? Delete one app for a week. See what changes. Build a value-based budget. Instead of asking what you can't buy, ask, does this align with my values? My goals? My peace? Community over competition. Find like-minded people. Join online forums. Attend minimalist meetups. Start a shared economy circle. You're not alone. Question everything. Your degree, your job, your rent, your routines. Are they serving you, or just keeping you in the loop? Celebrate the wins. Every time you say no to something you don't need, you're saying yes to your future self. Part 8. A new way to live. Here's the thing. Opting out of capitalism isn't about burning your money or going off-grid. Unless that's your vibe, it's about building a life that feels yours. One where success isn't measured in dollars, but in joy, in time, in meaning. And maybe, just maybe, that's the most radical thing you can do in a system that profits off your dissatisfaction to be satisfied anyway. Because when you realize you don't need everything they told you you did, you become unbuyable. You can't be manipulated by ads, by fear, by trends. You're free, and that's terrifying to a system that needs you constantly chasing. So yes, General Z is going broke on purpose. But in doing so, they're becoming richer in ways the stock market can't measure. If this video made you think, made you feel, or made you want to take just one small step toward a more intentional life, share it with someone. A friend, a sibling, a co-worker. Because this movement grows with every person who decides to opt out and build something better. Thanks for watching.